This week's episode of My Hero is actually pretty good, unlike last week's that almost was entirely fucking filler. We start off the episode with Shigaraki possessed by All For One basically planning his escape from the prison Tartarus, a place where all of the more bigger criminals are sent to, and where All For One is. Considering we get the flashback of All Might telling All For One that, yeah, you're not getting out of here, is pretty interesting because guess what? This fucking asshole escapes, and it is in no fault of All Might. It is more or less of the consequences from not having Shigaraki be killed in the last arc. Well, in the first half of the season. So we do get it in a interesting method, considering in the manga it is a report from someone of all the events that happen. We get to see some old villain appeared. Overhaul, Muscular, Stain, and of course All For One. And after the whole prison break having completely overpowered all of the security systems, we definitely get to see All For One in action with himself. Basically all of them convincing the prisoners that now can't escape because it's just pure water, that hey, I'll help you out, but you gotta side with me. So, yeah, we got the villains are on the move. As All For One said, he's not giving the heroes any day of rest. So, he's moving his plans forward. It is still noteworthy that the first half is purely the prison break. And then the second half, we get to see the hero side of things. Basically, all of the children that fought, mainly Shoto, Bakugo, and Deku, are, well, hospitalized with Bakugo awake, Shoto awake, and Deku being the only one who hasn't awakened, possibly being in the one-for-all realm. Anyway, Bakugo being angry as usual. We got Shoto, which is probably the most interesting part of this episode. Well, one of the most interesting parts is having him basically think back of everything throughout, well, My Hero, I guess. Considering that he wanted to reject his father's fire, the quirk he has, because he absolutely hated him. And the fact that Dabi is a symbol of just pure hate towards Endeavor. It kind of is interesting him reflecting upon, well, his past actions, comparing it to Dabi, that he would have become like Dabi had he continued down this path. But it is also interesting that he's the one that's going to take out Dabi, his brother, considering that his father just froze up when they last encountered Dabi. He knows that he can't really take care of, well, the threat. So he's gonna take responsibility in taking down his brother. All the while, we do have all of the civilians hating on the heroes, possibly because of what Dabi showed. There were consequences to Dabi's actions, as well as the heroes failing to stop the giant-ass monster. And we also get a nice little touch with Mike and Aizawa just talking a bit. Overall, this episode was pretty good. I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. It really did push what the aftermath of shit and what's coming.